welcome back. Today I'm working on this garden out here. I've got to get it all cleaned up, and I'm hopefully going to get some seeds in the ground for a spring garden. I probably should have done this last month, but it's so hard around here to know when that time is right for putting seeds in the ground, even for a cooler crop garden. Just because we never know when our last freeze is going to be. It could be 19 degrees at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then 2 days later it could be 50 degrees. So it's pretty all over the place with the weather here. But anyway, I'm going to try to, as you can see, we had covered the garden after we harvested it in late summer. We covered it with this old hay and some dead leaves or some dry leaves, and just to keep the ground moist, keep moisture in it, and hopefully add some organic material to it, to the soil. So we pretty much left everything in here. We didn't really do much cleaning up. So I've got some different things like this twine that we used, and all of the little tags or whatever markers from the different plants that we had in here. The chickens have been in here, so there's some holes dug that I need to kind of fill in with soil here. And then we had stuck this over our basil plant to try to keep it warm when the weather turned cold, until I had a chance to come out and harvest it. So I'm going to get this out of here and sweep this all up and get this all cleaned up and ready to go. Okay, so I have the holes that the chickens dug covered up, and I filled them in with soil and tried to brush the hay evenly over all of this. This is what you couldn't see before. This is all brick laid down here, and underneath the brick is cardboard boxes that I cut and unfolded and laid down underneath the brick to help as a barrier, keep weeds out. So we are going to be doing some work on this, and maybe in about a month, and adding on, going that way. So we will show you how we built this. This is a year old, and it is held up quite nicely. I do notice we have a lot of soil down here, so I think that maybe the rain must have washed some soil underneath. That's unfortunate, but it wasn't too much, so I don't think it's too bad. But anyway, so now I'm going to get some seeds planted in here and hope that I get a spring garden. I am going to start with spinach and turnips today. And I'm going to plant this spinach right here in this area. This is where our beans were planted last year in the summer. And I know that spinach is a heavy nitrogen feeder, and so I know legumes, beans, peas, they're nitrogen fixing. Ow! Sorry. Got this little cat who seems to want to be in my garden right now. Anyway, stop. So I know that's why spinach has to go right here. In the spot where the legumes were in the summer, and the soil should be full of nitrogen from that. Now, I'm going to plant the turnips over here because this is where our tomatoes, well, some of our tomato plants were. And I know that turnips are supposed to be planted where tomatoes were planted before, but I do not know why. So, if anybody has that information, please comment below and let me know, because I would really like to know why turnips need to be planted where tomatoes were. So these two things I'm going to try to get in the ground today. I had planned on getting some seeds planted in my greenhouse to sprout today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. The day has flown by. So anyway, that's my plan now. So I ended up pulling most of the hay off of the places that I planted because I started thinking about it, and these are cold weather crops. So I'm thinking that they'll be fine with just a thin, very thin layer of hay. So I pulled that off. I also planted turnips over here because we also had tomatoes over here. And I turned on our little waterers. These were actually set up on individual plants last year, and so I didn't pull them off and try to do anything with them, but I just turned it on to probably move it here in a little bit to make sure that it's getting a little bit more water. I may set up a different watering system this year, more like, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But this job is done, and I will take you out to see the pastures. They're following me. Okay, I'm sitting out here in the pasture that we planted the drylands livestock mix in, and I just wanted to show you our little bit of growth we have here. Okay, so Rusty, it's very little growth right now. It's just now beginning to sprout, but let's see. You can see right there. Let's see there. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see there. So it is sprouting. This is the, like I said, the drylands mix. I'll take you over. We also had some growth over here where we planted the barley. Let me see. I found some earlier. Let me see if I can find it again. Yeah. So you can see a little bit of green right there. So hopefully we'll get enough rain to keep this going. So I didn't actually get around to planting the seeds in the greenhouse, but that's okay because this place is a mess and I really need to get in here and clean it up. I want to pull all these bricks out and put that cardboard that is right over here. I want to lay it down underneath, put the bricks back on top just like I did in the garden because it really helps to keep the weeds out. It's a weed barrier. So hopefully soon I'm going to have time to come out here and pull all this out, pull all these bricks up, lay the cardboard down and replace the bricks. So, not today though, the sun's going down and we've got to get inside, but thought I'd bring you out here and show you this is going to be my next project. Thanks for joining us.